Welcome to part 2 of Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey Special Edition with Caitlin Cahow. If you missed our first episode where we talked to Caitlin about growing up and playing youth hockey in Connecticut, you can check it out on our website, gottalovecthockey.org. In this episode, we talk with Caitlin about training for, playing in, and being an Olympic athlete. Let's get started. Hi Caitlin, thanks for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking the time to do this. So let's talk a little bit about the Olympics. You know, you've had the chance to play in 2 so far. What was your favorite?
Oh my gosh, well, you never forget your first Olympics. It's something really amazing. It's a 2-week span of your life that really seems like simultaneously years and moments. I mean, it seems like everything's in a freeze frame when you're in it, but when you come back from it, it's been such a life-changing experience that you can't imagine that it was only 2 weeks long. So for me, that was really special. And obviously, we won bronze in Torino, and that wasn't the outcome we were looking for. And then we won silver in Vancouver, and that wasn't the outcome we were necessarily looking for, which may seem funny to some because an Olympic medal is an incredible honor. And I do feel that way about it. But I'm just hoping that I get another opportunity in 2 years because I really have my heart set on winning a gold medal for the United States.
When did reality hit that you were playing for a gold medal?
Oh my gosh, well, you know, I played at Harvard my freshman and sophomore year, and after my sophomore year, my coach, Katie Stone, pulled me aside and said, hey, you know, I don't know what your summer plans are, but I think you should, I had trained out in Minnesota the summer before to work on my game before my sophomore year, and she said, if you're going to go back to Minnesota, I think that's a really good idea because you may get an opportunity to go to the tryout for the Olympic team in August. Yeah, I had a really good season, but I had no idea that I was on the radar. And in June or July, the letter came in the mail that I had been invited to the August Festival, and there was a lot of people. I think it was 60 women were there trying out. It's the best players in the world in one place for a week trying to make an Olympic team. And if you want to see competitive, that's a good place to start. Go and watch that because it was amazing. It was a remarkable experience, and when my name was called at the end, I was shocked and grateful and more excited than any other time in my entire life.
I know people don't get to see you doing it, but training for the Olympics is extensive and intensive. Can you tell us a little bit about what you go through?
Every Olympics, there is an Olympic training year that leads up to it, which is a residency program. So all of the members of Team USA go and live together in one place. Our coaches come in and we work together for about 6 months leading up to the games. And it's a huge sacrifice. It has great rewards to it, but you're moving away from your family, your friends, your loved ones, your support system. So everything really becomes about the team. And it's pretty magical to see what kind of work we can put in. It's usually 2 hours on the ice a day, and then an hour and a half probably in the weight room. And we're talking every day, and that's just the things that we have to do in our program. Most people end up working at least another hour on individual skills or individual injury prevention, strength conditioning, things that we need to work on to make ourselves better. So it really is a full-time job. When it's not an Olympic residency year, like right now, a lot of the girls are still in college, so they're playing on their undergraduate teams and pursuing degrees. And those of us who aren't in college, most of us have jobs or have gone on to higher education in some way. So right now I'm in law school, but I'm also training full-time. So I'm a full-time student and a full-time athlete, which doesn't seem to leave a whole lot of hours in the day to do anything else, but it's great. I'm usually on the ice, you know, an hour and a half or so a day. It's definitely not quite as much as a residency year, but I'm in the weight room 3 to 4 days a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's still a lot. It's still a lot of volume, but it's the best life ever. I can't imagine doing anything else.
While you were at Harvard, you had the chance to play in the Olympics. How did you balance that, the Olympic training with school?
Well, it was really great because as a college athlete, your training is built right into your education. So every day you have class, you go to the rink, and at Harvard, our academic campus and our athletic complex are separated by the Charles River. So we had a fun saying that you would walk across the bridge and that would sort of cut your day in two. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be working on my academics, then once I walk over the bridge, then it's athletics until it's time to go back. So it's kind of this really fun, kind of never land across the river where you just get to play hockey and have fun and get a little break from school for a couple of hours. So that makes a lot of sense when you're in college. But when it was my chance to go to the Olympics, while I was at Harvard, I actually had to take a year off from school just because I moved in with the team in Lake Placid, New York to train for that 6 months. And I had a couple of Harvard teammates on the Olympic team with me, so they kind of showed me the ropes because they'd been through it before.
In 2010, you were able to play in Canada for the gold medal. What was that like?
Oh, wow. It was amazing. I mean, I love playing in Canada. And I think it's because my attitude going in is that everyone that's cheering, they're not booing me, they're cheering for hockey. Because anytime you play in Canada, you are going to skate out for warm-ups, and it is going to be tens of thousands of people all wearing red and not cheering for you. And that's great, because that tells me that I'm in a place where people love and revere women's ice hockey. And if they love and revere women's ice hockey, it's my favorite thing too, so I'm right there with them. And that's a really amazing connection to make. So when you're talking about the Olympics, that's on the largest possible scale.
You've experienced some great moments in your hockey career. If you could go back in history and be on the ice for any moment in hockey history, what would it be?
Any moment in the history of hockey?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. The Nagano gold medal game had to have been the most incredible experience. And I would go home and I would watch the video. We taped it on a VHS. I would go home and watch the video over and over and over again. I'm not sure if I thought the outcome would be different or what, but it was such a huge part in my development as a young athlete.
So did you ever think that you would be there, playing for a medal?
Oh, when they won that day, I was convinced. I was like, oh, that's going to be me. I'm going to be there in the Olympics in a couple years. And my mom was like, yeah, that's going to be you. I was very lucky because I had no pressure from my family to keep playing. And that's something that I try to instill in hockey parents now that I meet, is that, if your daughter wants to play hockey, she's going to play hockey. Because there's no better sport out there. And leave it up to her because it's fun and it's her passion. And then she'll be successful if that's how it's meant to be. But you can never force someone to love a game enough to make the Olympic team because of the work that goes into it. You just have to love it.
Make sure you join us next time when we talk to Caitlin about playing college hockey and get to know her fun side. Thanks for watching. This has been Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey.